abolish TV licence fees?
For everybody? Well, I don't think at this late stage in the campaign I'm going to make an unfunded spending commitment like that for the BBC. But what I certainly think is that the BBC should cough up and pay for the licences for the over 75s as they promised to do. But at this stage we are not planning to get rid of all TV licence fees, though I'm certainly looking at it. And what I will say is that I'm under pressure not to extemporise policy on the hoof, but you have to ask yourself whether that kind of approach to funding a TV, a media organisation, still makes sense in the long term, given the way other organisations manage to fund themselves. That's all I will say. I think that the system of funding out of what is effectively a general tax, isn't it? Everybody has a TV. It bears reflection. Let me put it that way. How long can you justify a system whereby everybody who has a TV has to pay to fund a particular set of TV and radio channels? That is the question. I think you have one already.
Yeah, you have one.
Anyway, I'm going to go to the BBC in a minute to ask the first question. I think we're proud of what we are doing to rebuild Leeds General Infirmary, and it's one of the hospitals that we will rebuild from the beginning. It will be a fantastic project, and we are putting, as I say, the biggest ever investment into our NHS, £34 billion, and I think that will be absolutely transformative for the NHS. And we are putting 50,000 more nurses in. We will be 6,000 more GPs, as you know, 50 million more GP appointments over the next 5 years. We want to transform our NHS. It is a fantastic, fantastic service. But you can only do that if you have a strong economy, and you can only do that if we move this country forward and get Brexit done. And this is a very, very ambitious government. We're a very impatient government. We want to get on with our work. What we don't want is Parliament blocking us again. And that's why I hope everybody will vote for a One Nation Conservative government on Thursday and move us forward. Doing my best. Kate, this is about I think, a fundamental choice for this country. I really think that we are in danger on Thursday of taking a disastrous step. And it's not just because I think that Mr Corbyn and Mr McDonnell would be very bad for the UK economy, bad for our defences. I think they take the wrong approach to our national security. They spent a long time supporting various enemies of this country, whether it's the IRA or Hamas or Hezbollah or whatever. It's not just that. It's the political paralysis, and it's the failure to get on with the priorities of this country. That is the real problem. We have a very energetic, very dynamic, one nation government that wants to get on, with colossal investments in the NHS, in our infrastructure, in schools, police. It started, and 130 days ago, I stood on the steps of Downing Street, set out our programme. We are delivering it now, but we want to get on and deliver it, and you can only get on with that if you can get Brexit done and move forward. I'm going to go to Richard Wheeler, finally, from PA.
Hi. You mentioned a lot about the 635 candidates that have made the pledge on Brexit. How long is that pledge lasting for? Is it to the end of January and getting the first point through? Is it the trade part? And what happens if they break it? Are they losing the Tory whip again?
Well, here we get the question. This is about the 635 candidates. They are pledged to me personally to support the deal that we have done. And I cannot envisage any circumstances in which they would fail to do that. Look, we have not, as I said, we haven't lobotomized them. They've done it of their own free will. They believe in this deal. They see it as the best way forward for our country. And I think that they will, they would be crazy if they didn't see it as the best way forward. It is a fantastic deal, and it actually brings together people from all parts of the European debate.